The Lord said, "Vengeance is mine," or "Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord." Well, this young lady said vengeance was hers instead, and she took vengeance into her own hands, and now she is facing life in prison without the possibility of parole. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. If you've never been here before, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified every time a new video goes up on SouFLoTV. This is a follow-up to a story that we have been following on this channel since 2022. This is a story of a Jamaican female who lives in New York who had a friend that she had a falling out with. You know, one of those situations where you have a friend that you confide in. So you tell your friend everything about you and your man's relationship, and you're always talking bad about your man to your friend. Girl, I can't stand him. You probably even cheated on him a couple of times, and your friend knows, right? And then your friend starts realizing that this man is actually a good man. And I don't know what you're doing, but I want me a man like him. So since you don't want him, I'm going to take him off your hands. And that ends up fracturing the relationship. I'll just wait till they break up and then I'll start dating him. And apparently the friend crossed the line, violated girls code or bestie code, and started dating her ex. Hey, my SouFLoTV audience, listen. One of the things that I'm super proud of being able to accomplish or have accomplished is being a homeowner. I want to share the same with you. I hope you got your pen and paper, or I hope you put it into your phones or whatever. Get those numbers down, get the date down, and be there at that event. This is real help that I'm sending you, real help that will help you to become a homeowner as well. Are you looking to buy your first home, but you have a lot of questions on the process? Or are you just not sure if you're ready or where to even start? Then join us for an exclusive first-time homebuyers seminar on November 8th, 2025 from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Tamarack Recreation Center located at 7501 North University Drive in Tamarack, Florida 33321. Come, learn everything you need to know about buying your first home, from navigating the market to securing financing and down payment assistance. Don't miss this opportunity to take the first step towards home ownership. Call or text Realtor Faith at 954-696-5108 for more information on how to register. And hey, we will see you there on November 8th at 1 p.m. I didn't think I had enough money to do it. I wasn't sure if I should do it. I didn't even know where to start. And then when I did start, the process was so daunting. But I had real help to help me navigate the process and help me to get help. And then the ending was so beautiful. Opening that door and stepping into your own space. You can do it too. Use the information in this video and get yourself there. Back to our scheduled program at hand. And then all hell broke loose. Here's the story for those of you who don't know, and the follow-up to the story, how it ends today. First of all, when the story broke back in 2022, the story said a New York City woman was arrested for her involvement in the murder of a Tamarack, Florida woman, according to the authorities. Sakinya Thompson, 28 years old, of Springfield Garden neighborhood in Queens, New York, she played a role in the killing of the victim, according to the Broward County Sheriff's Office. Investigators at the time did not provide any details about Thompson's alleged role in the homicide or publicly identify the murder victim. That was back then. We've since learned a whole lot. So the victim was discovered on July 13th and found unresponsive by a person inside of a home near the 9300 block of Northwest 57th Street in Tamarack, Florida. Turns out she was found dead inside her own apartment. Tamarack District deputies and Tamarack Fire Rescue responded to the scene, located the woman, and determined that she was indeed deceased. Broward County Sheriff's Office, Homicide Unit, and Crime Scene Unit detectives responded to the scene along with officials from the Broward Medical Examiner's Office. During their investigation, the Broward County detectives determined that Thompson did play a role in the woman's murder and obtained a warrant for her arrest, and she was arrested July 25th. Thompson was taken into custody by the New York Police Department. The warrant was issued July 25th. She was taken into custody August 3rd of 2022, where she has been until today, 2025. She was being held without bond on Rikers Island, and she was then extradited to Florida to face murder charges. Fast forward to 2025. A New York woman accused of flying to Florida and murdering her ex-boyfriend's girlfriend in a jealous rage after the girl blocked her on social media. So, they had known each other before. I don't know why they're not putting this in all the stories that are being told. They had known each other before, and they were friends. And they were also good everywhere else, including on social media. The one that is living in Florida actually used to live in New York as well, and she moved, left New York, and headed down to Florida. There are questions here that you're going to ask, and I'm going to ask them with you, but I'm also going to answer them for you. They're logical questions. Sakinya Thompson, who is now 31 years old, is the Jamaican female who is living in the United States of America, who is accused of being the killer. Sakinya Thompson is now 31 years old. She's accused of committing the murder at 27 years old. She had not denied killing Kayla Hodgson, but she said she did it, but she did it in self-defense. Oh boy. You did it in self-defense. You live in New York. She lives in Florida. How did you end up at her apartment in Florida and then think you can claim self-defense? Well, let's get into all that. So, Sakinya Thompson, the Jamaican female, I won't say, she was on trial for first-degree murder. She was charged. She took the stand Monday in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, according to NBC News. Prosecutors accused her of being jealous and insecure of Hodgson when she began dating her ex. Jealous and insecure of the younger female who was 23 years old at the time when she started dating her ex. It was more than just jealousy. It was more like a betrayal kind of thing. So Thompson then messaged Hodgson. Hodgson is the victim. She messaged Hodgson on Instagram, and she tried to work things out. Like, yo, how you end up with my man though? Or my ex-man for that matter. I mean, I don't want him no more, but why you with him? You violating. She was angry when Hodgson ignored her, and they had a few back and forths, and somehow the conversation led to I want to meet up and talk and see if we could talk this out. In July of 2022, Sakinya Thompson said she arrived at the 23-year-old Hodgson's apartment in Florida, flew in from New York because she only wanted to talk to her about the relationship that she was having with her ex. When she showed up, he was no longer her ex. She said she showed up to her apartment. She hoped that she would convince her to break up with her ex. It's one of those situations where she kind of manipulated the relationship with her ex. You know, she was super toxic and she was like, break up with him when she feels like it, take him back when she feels like it, cheat on him when she feels like it, laugh about it with her friend and others. And Hodgson was one of them who knew the inside details of that relationship. So she was like, I'm going to take this good man off your hands. Well, security footage from that apartment complex shows the Jamaican female Thompson arriving at Hodgson's quiet apartment complex at 4 a.m. in the morning. I don't know what red-eye flight she caught from New York. She arrived at that apartment in Florida at 4 a.m. in the morning. Nice, beautiful apartment complex. So the conversation between the women soon turned violent. But before we get to the point where it turns violent, it all happened inside of her apartment. So Thompson shows up at 4 a.m. and she is let in. She rings the doorbell and Hodgson lets her into the apartment. This is what I'm saying to y'all, that they knew each other before. Nobody is waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning to open their apartment door to let some woman in so they could argue about us dating the same man or me dating your ex. This was a, hey girl, we need to talk, man. All right, let's talk. Let's talk it out. Come on, you could stay for the night or you could, arrive whenever and I'll open the door, you come in and we talk this out. She didn't expect what was going to happen next. But according to prosecutors, the Jamaican female that flew in from New York, she had nothing but murder on her mind, like YNW Melly. So the conversation went on, and then it became heated, and then it turned violent. She, in court, said, I don't know, she just started grabbing my hair and punching me, and I'm on the floor, right? And I'm kicking. And I'm trying to get up to fight her back at this point because now it's a fight. And I'm fighting. I'm just trying to get her off of me. At the time, Thompson says she was also 2 months pregnant. So she's pregnant, she's fighting, and she's trying to get this woman off of her. The question I ask at the end of all this, because I have not heard anything mentioned about a baby being born. And if a baby was born, it would mean that the baby was born in custody because she has been in custody since August of 2022. And the incident happened in July when she was 2 months pregnant. So she would have been taken into custody 3 months pregnant, probably not even really showing that she was pregnant. So if she was going to have a baby, it would have been born in custody and then taken by the state, given the charges that she is on, first-degree murder. But there has been no mention of a baby. So I'm thinking she either was not pregnant, but used that as leverage in the argument. You know, one of those arguments, girl, me and Marcus be off and on all the time. Let's use Marcus. Me and Marcus be off and on all the time. I'm actually pregnant right now, and he knows it, and we're planning a family and all that. So I'm asking you please not to interrupt our union, blah, 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 right? When in truth, she's just trying to manipulate the situation because she wasn't really pregnant at all. Or it could be a case of she was pregnant early stages and she lost the baby during this scuffle. Now, dead person cannot give an account. So was it a case of the girl actually grabbed her by the hair, started punching her, beating on her? Or was it a case of she went there to beat the girl and ended up convincing her, open the door, let me in, let's talk, at 4 in the morning. And she opens the door. Which one do you think it is? I don't think the person who opened the door is the person who started this fight, because I am not opening my door and then fighting you in my apartment. I could just stay inside and be good and call the police and tell them you're roaming outside my apartment somewhere and I feel like I'm in danger. Right? So it makes sense that she was the one who started the fight in that apartment. Well, when she was asked if she did kill Hodgson because Hodgson punched her first, Thompson responded in court and said, "Nah, I killed her because she took the glass from the hookah and she slashed me across my stomach with it." Hodgson, the victim, allegedly hit Thompson over the head with a hookah stem before attacking her with the glass. I highly doubt that that's how it happened, but that's her account of what happened. Thompson, now the Jamaican female, she recalls grabbing a piece of it, a piece of the hookah thingy, and blacking out. She don't remember what happened after she grabbed that piece of hookah. She blacked out, only to wake up with Hodgson's dead body laying next to her. This is the part where you don't want to confess to what you actually did, even though you remember every bit of what you did. So you just say, I grabbed the weapon and I blacked out. I don't remember anything else. Only thing I remember is waking up and the person was dead next to me. She then said, I told her I was pregnant and I felt like she was trying to hurt my baby, as if to say that when she told the girl she was pregnant for the same dude, it made her so jealous and mad and upset that she just started fighting her, the same person who had let you into her apartment. She said, I didn't just fight for me, I fought for me and for my baby. She has lawyers who probably told her to say that, you know. So photos of her autopsy showed that Hodgson was stabbed dozens of times. I want y'all to understand that 1 dozen means 12. 1 dozen means 12. She stabbed this girl dozens of times, means more than 24 times she stabbed her. Vengeance. She told the courts that after that, she walked in a pool of the victim's blood and she cleaned up some of the mess with some Lysol wipes and some paper towels as much as she could. She was trying to cover up the scene, trying to wipe away evidence of her being there. But of course, she wasn't able to wipe away everything. She threw away her bloody, cut up jacket and she changed into the victim's clothes and shoes. Wore her clothes and shoes, and there's surveillance footage of her actually leaving the girl's apartment. She has a mask on her face. She has a hoodie on. She has a hat on and a hoodie over the hat. She's leaving with a small suitcase, one of those carry-on joints. Security footage in the apartment complex showed her walking out in a different outfit from the outfit that she had arrived in. And realizing what she had done, Thompson was so scared to call the police, she said. They asked her, why didn't you call the police? She said, I was so scared. I was pregnant and I just killed somebody and I was scared. So she hops on a plane and she heads back to New York. Prosecutors were adamant, though, that Thompson traveled to Florida with the pure intention of killing Hodgson. She was trying to talk to her online on social media. She blocked her. She had no other way to get to her. And the vengeance developed inside of her to where she was like, I'm gonna have to just go see this bitch. According to police reports, Broward County officials received a call about 3 p.m. on July 13th. And that's when they found Thompson unresponsive inside a home. Family and friends of the well-known Florida, well, it's not Thompson they found inside a home, it's Hodgson. Family and friends of the well-known South Florida bottle waitress flooded the courtroom to show their support. So she was one of those girls, right? Get her body done, you know, get some ass implants and get the augmentations, and you a Miami bottle girl, but you a popular, very popular Miami bottle girl. Young 20-something-year-old, 22 I believe it was, or 23, you know, and she was popping. And she was making a lot of money too, being a bottle girl. And Thompson was very, very upset that this is who her ex had moved on with. She was just really sweet, her former employer said. She was like the life of the party. She always had kind words. She made really, really good tips as well, doing what she did because so many people loved her. Her family actually started a GoFundMe back in 2022 to cover the expenses of her death. And they went on to say that everyone loved her tremendously. You know, deliberations have already passed. And right now, as it sits, the Jamaican female by the name of Thompson is now found guilty of first-degree murder in a courtroom in the state of Florida. So Sakinya Thompson has not been sentenced yet, but she has been found guilty of first-degree murder. I'm going to tell you what. First-degree murder in the state of Florida brings you a life sentence in prison. This is a first-degree murder. Will she be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, though? That's the question. So they have not decided when her actual sentencing will take place, but the verdict has been handed down and she has been found guilty. She is confirmed to be a native of Jamaica, and she is looking at life in prison without the possibility of parole, which means she would live until she dies in a prison in the state of Florida. Damn. I mean, you could have stayed in Jamaica for all that. You know what? Every time I do one of these videos, I always say this. You know, you would have been better off in Jamaica just planting yam and bananas and dasheen and breadfruit and cocoa and all that type of stuff, you know. You would have been better off. Man, she thought she was going to get away too because back then, COVID, and everybody was wearing a COVID mask, but the rules were starting to loosen up a little bit where people could catch a flight and, you know, move around a little bit. So she left that apartment covered in a COVID mask. Yeah. And she thought that would have saved her, and it didn't. It didn't. A fake Uber account she used to travel to and from the apartment was one of the things that was discovered. The hat, the COVID-19 mask was discovered. And, you know, her defense was trying to say that there was no evidence that she did it and no evidence that she brought a weapon with her to the home. So that shows that she had no intentions of killing her. But, hey, you went to her home. She let you in under the guise that you guys were going to work stuff out, and you ended up taking her life over a man. Man is my light and my salvation. I don't know what Jamaican comedian, I forgot her name, that says that. Every time I see a video of her and she says that, I just be laughing my ass off because it's so funny. Man is my light and my salvation. I swear to God. You just ruined your whole life for a man. May the victim of this story, Hodgson, may she rest in peace. She was 23 years old. She was pretty young when she passed. And I'm sure she had a promising future ahead of her, which now, will never be. And to Thompson, Sakinya, you would have been better off just staying in Jamaica, man. Even if you was one of those people who had hard life on the island and you had to leave to go look for a better life. It's better to be free than to be locked in these here prisons for the rest of your life. I don't even want to talk about what the rest of your life might be looking like behind those walls. I'm going to leave this one right here. This is an update, a follow-up. Please click the subscribe button and look forward to the final follow-up of this, which would probably be when she is sentenced and how much time she is given behind bars. Catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.